What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Eddie and this is Hustle and Grow. It is pretty warm today. I got the fan running, so you might hear that in the background. I don't know, I won't know until I go to edit this video real quick, but if so, I'll try to take some of that sound out. And anyway, today's video, I do want to share with you guys some tips about getting ungated on Amazon. Now, nothing I'm going to say, everything I'm going to say you can find on other channels, right? But I'm just going to share with you some info as to my experience with getting ungated, what I've been seeing Amazon do lately, and a few sites that you can use. Okay, some of you who've been doing this may already know about them, and some of you may not. Anyway, a few tips as far as getting ungated on Amazon. So look, if you're new to selling on Amazon, you've never sold on Amazon, you just started, if you just started, you're going to be gated in a lot of categories and brands. Okay, so now there's two ways to get ungated. The first is by category, and then the second is by brand. Okay, now you can get ungated in a certain category. Let's say in this instance, health and beauty. All right, you can get ungated in health and beauty. However, that does not mean you'll be able to sell every type of brand under the health and beauty category, if that makes sense. So when you do get ungated, you want to try to kill two birds with one stone. Of course, you want to try to get ungated in a category and in a certain brand specifically. Especially, not all brands have items that sell for a lot of money or a lot of profit margin. So where possible, you're going to want to try to do it with a brand that has items that you can sell for nice profit margins, even if the items that you use to get ungated don't necessarily bring you a profit. Which takes me to the next point. A lot of times when you're buying items to get ungated, you may have trouble finding items that can also make you a profit in the process. Now, some channels will tell you, it's just an investment, don't worry about it. And that's not all the way true, because you don't always have to make a purchase that's going to cost you money. You can make a purchase that you might actually be able to make a little bit of money on. It's just going to depend on the type of site that you use and how you go about it. And I'll go over just a little bit of that a little bit later in the video, okay? But at the end of the day, what you're going to need is you're going to have to make a purchase of at least 10 units, okay? And depending on whether it's brand or category, Amazon's going to require a couple of things, okay? So there's a few things that you need to be aware of. One, the most important thing is that whatever site you sign up on to make these purchases, make sure that you sign up using the name and or business name that is in your Amazon account, okay? Whatever that legal business entity is in Amazon, you go to your settings and you'll go to business info and all that, whatever your legal business entity is, whatever that full name is and that full address is, you have to make sure that that is exactly the same when you signing up for these websites, and when you submit these invoices, you're going to want it to match. It's not going to be accepted if it doesn't match, okay? So that's to get all your ducks in a row before you even get started, because they are very serious about that, and that's one of the main things I see a lot of new people just starting on Amazon. They don't think about, or they run into that issue, and then they got to go back and fix some things, okay? Usually with the supplier. So just make sure that whatever you sign up, whatever site you sign up on, or whatever address and name you use, make sure that matches the legal business entity in Amazon. Also, where Amazon asks for pictures of an item. For instance, let's just say it's this shampoo, and I'm trying to get ungated in Tresemme brand, right? Let's say they ask for pictures. Take a picture of every side of the item and let your hand be in the picture. Let them see that you handle the item, that you have the item on hand. So you'll take a picture of the front of the item and I would take a picture of the back of the item, showing the barcode and maybe even the address info and things like that. But this only really has two sides that you would have to take a picture of if they ask for something. And I don't know if they would ask for a picture of that specifically, but if they do something like this, you would only have to take a picture of two sides. If it's something, so for instance, toys, I know the toys are something that they'll ask for pictures of a lot. You'll definitely want to take a picture of all sides of toys. Look, however many that you upload, and I can't remember because it's been a while since I've had to take a picture of an item. But let's just say they say you can upload up to 8 pictures. If you can take 8 pictures, just take the 8 pictures of every single side of the item that you can. So toys, usually there might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, right? Because you can have the front, back, top, bottom, and left and right sides. I would take a picture of each of those sides and send that in. One of the things that Amazon's been doing lately as well is if you go to look for approval in a certain, they'll auto ungate you too. Now, getting auto ungated will depend on your selling history and age of your account. As a new seller, you might not be auto ungated in very many categories or brands, but as you sell and you get a sales history and your sales and your seller account remains in good standing with Amazon, you'll begin to get auto ungated. All that means is look, anytime you go to scan the item to see if you can sell that item, it'll either tell you that you're approved to sell it or not. Always check to see if you'll be auto ungated, which means it'll say submit. Here, let me show you. I know that I'm gated in Revlon, right? I just haven't taken the time to purchase anything to try to get ungated. But if I scan this item, the Amazon app, it'll say requires approval. Now, sometimes you can go straight through. You see how it says request. You can click on that. You'll go through and then you click on request approval, right? Now, in my case, I've been doing this for a long time. They're not going to auto ungate me in Revlon. I've been trying for the longest, and I got a lot of sales history on Amazon and everything. And I just don't think this is one of those brands I'm going to get auto ungated in. I'm going to have to submit some stuff. So on here specifically, it says select one of the document types below. So it says at least one purchase invoice or one letter from Revlon. So chances of me getting a letter from Revlon are slim to nil, but a purchase invoice. And whenever I get that purchase invoice, I can submit that. Now, this doesn't require any photos, so I wouldn't have to take any photos of the item, but I would definitely have to have at least 10 units of something and make sure that all my seller info and everything is matched up. But then sometimes, though, certain brands and things like that, you can hit that request approval button and it'll automatically unlock for you. So always double check that. That's kind of pretty much all you need to know as far as getting ungated, right? If you need to get some sales history, just look and see look, health and beauty is going to be one of the categories that you may find some items that you may actually be ungated in health and beauty category. You may, if you got some sales history. Just starting off, you may not. However, if you don't, you are going to have to end up buying something. So you're going to want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with that. But if you do got some sales history, you can sell it in health and beauty. Scan some stuff and double check. You might be able to get auto ungated. All right. Now, as far as the process of where do you get items to get ungated from, there are some services out there that you can pay. I would not recommend that you do it. I've done it in the past, and if I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't. I was just being impatient. You don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys 3 websites to get ungated. You're gonna need a sales tax license. One of them you won't. And for the 2, you might have to use those because the one may not have certain brands for you to get ungated in. All right, but let's go ahead to my computer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys. So the first website is right here. It's called Werners, I don't know, Limited. Now, on this website, you do need a reseller's license. Most of their products are going to be travel size type products. And I can't remember if there's a minimum amount on this website that you have to purchase. Let me see. I actually just went ahead and logged in. And as you can see, I haven't ordered from them in a couple years. These were my last 2 orders. And as you can see, I didn't pay that much, 150, 130. So I'm thinking that I can't find right now if there's a minimum purchase amount but I'm thinking that there's not on this site. I can't find one. But if you just go through the site, you can see that they have different categories: food, toiletries, medical, accessories. Now I can tell you this though, most of these products that they got, you're not going to make a profit off of. So you'll just definitely be using them to be ungated. Okay. But like I said, this site, I don't think there is a minimum purchase amount. So long as you get 10 units, I think that's it. But you do have to have a reseller's license, because if I go back to my account, it says manage reseller information, reseller tax settings. So that means they do require it. All right. The other site is pricemaster.com. This site, I'm almost certain you do need a minimum. You do need to order a minimum amount. There's a lot of stuff on here too, and there's a lot more stuff that they added to this site since I last purchased from it. You do need a reseller's license. All right, here's their FAQ. Do you have a minimum order? Yes, the minimum order is 200. Wholesale business accounts only. Or we sell wholesale to business accounts only. You will need to register an account with us before you can order online for any personal information. So they do have a more minimum order amount, and they do require tax ID. Unlike Wieners, where I don't think you have a minimum order amount, but you still need a tax ID. Let's go to the FAQs. Let's go here. So it says I'm an Amazon seller. Yes, we email invoices. They don't ship to FBA for you. Yeah, so there you go on that. You can kind of go through that. And then the last site, of course, is good old Kohl's. Now, on Kohl's, I have not used Kohl's, but I put this on here because there are a lot of other people who have. I do know that Kohl's work. There are many other Amazon sellers who have gotten ungated using Kohl's. Okay. Now, if you just search on YouTube for getting ungated on Amazon in health and beauty with Kohl's or something to that effect, there's a few YouTubers who have some very good videos on the step-by-step process. And I don't want to give you guys some information about something I haven't done before. So that's the only reason why I'm not going to go through the process. But I do know that I've come across at least two videos specifically that I watched myself, and I watched them go through the process of getting ungated in health and beauty using Kohl's. Now, the good thing about Kohl's is, one, you don't need a reseller's license, so you can get ungated here, right? Without that. Two, I don't think there's there's no minimum order amount. So there's no minimum order amount. You don't need a reseller's license. And not only that, you have more of a chance of finding items on here that you can actually make some money from for a few reasons. One, once you get a Kohl's account, you can get Kohl's Cash. So if you already shop on Kohl's or you plan on using it, you can actually save up and get Kohl's Cash that you can use to take, get a lower price on the items you buy. And also, you can use Rakuten. As you can see, when I first came on the site, my Rakuten popped up for me to be able to get cash back. So you can actually drive down your cost of goods on here, something you can't do on those other two sites. Now, look, if you go, let's go. I don't know why this damn thing keep popping up, man. It's so annoying. And we're going to go to beauty. And even if you go to, there should be, there we go, sale. All right, and you can kind of go through here, find some things that's on sale, and get ungated using these. Okay. Now, here's the only thing though. A lot of these are higher end brands. Okay. So while you may be able to use them to get ungated in the health and beauty category and in that brand, you're not going to find a lot of the other brands that Price Masters and Wieners have to be able to get ungated, and especially like for medical OTC and things like that. If you want to get ungated in like an OTC, you're going to have to use one of these sites for sure. You know, they just got a lot more stuff over there. But you can use this. And like I said, if you don't have a sales tax license and you don't plan on getting one, you can use this site as well. And like I said, there's videos. So just watch those videos and follow those instructions that those guys give, because they work. They work. I've seen it myself. They do work. But I don't think there's any OTC over here. And then, again, these are higher end brands. So some of the smaller brands, you like L'Oreal and things like that, you probably won't find here as far as makeup goes, that is. But you don't have to just be looking for makeup. Like over here on Price Master, right? You got all types of stuff over here, man. As far as medical goes, food goes, oh man, accessories, all that type of stuff. Look at that. I've actually purchased from here to get ungated in like Advil. Well, this is what I use to get ungated in OTC, period. I purchased some like Advil or something. But, you know, so that's that, guys. Okay, so those are the 3 sites that you can use, depending on whether or not you got your sales tax license and depending on which type of brands that you want to get ungated in. One thing for sure, look, sometimes if you submit your first invoice or whatever, it may not always be accepted the first time. If that happens, do not become discouraged. Now, as far as I can think, there was maybe once or twice where I had to submit something more than once. But for the most part, because I made sure all my ducks was in a row, I did not have to resubmit multiple times. However, I've seen a lot of other Amazon sellers make videos about having to submit invoices 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So just keep doing it. Just pay attention to the email as well, because a lot of times they'll let you know in that email what it is that you might need to like update or make more noticeable. Sometimes you just might have to annotate things, annotate the ASIN along with the brand and the quantity. Who knows, right? It just depends on what they say in the email. But that's something definitely you need to be aware of, is that you're not always accepted the first time. And also, Amazon has been, when you go to get ungated in certain items, they've been making you fill out this questionnaire saying you basically assure that your items are not counterfeit. If you come across that, of course, just fill it out and say that you basically assure that your items are not counterfeit, and you have a process for making sure that that's the case. It is crazy because it says like you got a dedicated person who's dedicated to making sure it's just something that they know nobody's going to do. And if you do get in trouble, because you got to say, yeah, it just alleviates them from any responsibility. But I hope this video was helpful. If you got any questions, man, please drop them in the comments below, and I'll answer them for you according to my experience and help you out with that, okay? But hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Got some more stuff coming up. Also, I did start a group. I changed the links in my banner on my YouTube channel. I got a new Instagram page that I started specifically for this channel, and I'm gonna be posting content on. And I did start the group, and I will go over here, but I don't want to, because I want to make a separate video for that, because there's some certain things about this group that I want to make known as far as like what the purpose of it is specific. Okay, so I actually don't have much to do tomorrow, so I'll probably make that video for you guys tomorrow. But thank you for all your support, and I'm going to do everything I can to support you guys in your business endeavors and making sure that you can get what you need as far as help and everything like that, so that you can be successful in what you're trying to do. Okay, so hit that like button, man, and I'll talk to y'all soon in another video.